Yup, I'm back in Tokyo. Not quite what you expected? Feeling a little bit shocked that maybe we've moved from Thailand for good? Well, fear not, friends. I'm here on vacation. Before our actual move date arrives, Tomo has already made a number of trips back here already. And frankly, because our oldest dog is now 14, we don't feel comfortable leaving him with a sitter. So, it's me alone. And as you may know, the yen is extremely weak at the moment, which makes it a really great time to cash in some miles, come see some old friends, and share part of this amazing country with all of you. Today our adventure begins south of the city, where we're going to meet up with a very good friend who may look familiar to some of you. This is the second most populated city in all of Japan, a beautiful port city, vibrant in culture and history. A city that can make claim to many firsts. A city that was first to have a locomotive train in the entire country, to have an iron bridge, ice cream, and beer. So where are we? Today we are in Yokohama. For just about the entire Edo period, Japan was extremely isolationist and prohibited almost all interactions with foreign countries. But in the 1950s, when that period ended, Yokohama was one of the few port towns where foreign traders were permitted to reside. So, the Westerners took to the hills in the area named Yamate, or often called the Bluff. The area is dotted with many international schools, Western houses of faith, and parks, and even Foreigners' Cemetery, which dates back to 1854, when Commodore Perry, who was the American Navy officer who forced Japan to open its port, buried one of his sailors up on the hill overlooking the water. Although much of Yokohama burned to the ground as a result of the Great Kanto earthquake, which struck in 1925, the bluffs rebuilt and remain one of the most beautiful places to see Western architecture in all of Japan. There is evidence of Chinese immigrants and traders in Japan as far back as the 5th century. The Chinese language and culture have played a significant role in the development of Japanese customs, government, and the arts. But the most significant wave of Chinese immigration occurred during the late 19th century, when Japan finally opened up to the world after centuries of isolation. Yokohama, with its status as a treaty port, attracted many Chinese immigrants who sought economic opportunities, especially in the port-related activities and trade industries. Chinatown in Yokohama sits very near those ports and became home for many Chinese immigrants. Today, Chinatown is more of a tourist attraction than home to the Chinese community itself, but the area does contain the largest concentration of Chinese restaurants and shops, and is a must-see for anyone visiting Yokohama. We continued to walk around the waterfront. I was struck by a number of thoughts. For the 19 years that I lived in Tokyo, I rarely saw the ocean, and that's one of the things I love most about living on Koh Samui. I found myself wishing that I had lived in Yokohama for all those years instead of Tokyo. Yokohama feels much more like my kind of city than does Tokyo. But my job was in Tokyo. More so than that, I found myself thinking about friendship. Leaving Tokyo behind has brought the end to some friendships. Moving away has the tendency to do that. But it also helps to define who your best friends are and what qualities most define your truest friendships. Since my return to Tokyo a week ago, I've had the chance to reconnect to a couple of close friends, and they have been the best moments of the trip. The best friendships are defined by many qualities, but for me, one of the most valuable is the feeling of being truly known. When in the presence of close friends, one doesn't feel the need to have to explain or justify your opinions. You simply state them. A true friend knows your history, your ups and downs. They love and support you, accept you for who you are. They might have different opinions, but won't judge you too harshly for having one that differs from theirs. And let's face it, more times than not, they align because, after all, you're best friends. Tomo and Ai-chan have been friends for many years, and since we made the move to Thailand, Ai-chan has come and visited us twice. That has afforded us the opportunity to spend a good amount of time together, and I've really enjoyed it. Visiting a city as a tourist is always 100% better when you do it with a friend who knows that city better than you do. It allows you to just relax, to follow their lead, to focus your ears on the conversation while your eyes just wander and take in all the sights. The restaurant that we went to wasn't anything fancy, just a typical basement izakaya that happened to have a bunch of good reviews. The food was excellent, as was the service. It wasn't too loud or too smoky, because, yes, many restaurants in Japan still allow smoking. We lingered for about 2 hours, talked a lot about life, family, and the positive aspects of living in Japan. After a great day together, she headed south, I headed north, and we both waved goodbye and thanks to Yokohama. All right, well, that wraps up a fabulous day in Yokohama with my friend Ai-chan. We will see you guys soon. Ai-chan, what do you have to say?
Come to visit Yokohama.
Come visit Yokohama. If you ever find yourself thinking about a visit to Japan, I would highly recommend you spend a full day or two in this beautiful city. You'll be glad you did. Hey, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.